Hi guys, I'm back. Today I'm going to read Matthew 19 to 24, Proverbs 5 and Psalm 71. Let's get started. Now when Jesus had finished these sayings, he went away from Galilee and entered the region of Judea beyond the Jordan, and large crowds followed him, and he healed them there. And Pharisees came up to him and tested him by asking, "Is it lawful to divorce one's wife for any cause?" He answered, "Have you not read that you created them from the beginning, made them male and female?" And he said, "Therefore a man shall leave his father and mother, and hold fast to his wife, and the two shall become one flesh. So they are no longer two, but one flesh. What therefore God has joined together, let no man separate." And he said to him, "Why then did Moses command one to give a certificate of divorce and to send her away?" He said to him, "Because of your hardness of heart, Moses allowed you to divorce your wife. But from the beginning it was not so. And I say to you, whoever divorces his wife except for sexual immorality and marries another commits adultery." And the disciples said to him, "If such is the case of a man with his wife, it is better not to marry." And he said to them, "Not everyone who can receive this name, but only those to whom it is given. For there are energies who are being so from birth, and there are energies who have been made energies by men, and there are energies who have made themselves energies for the sake of the kingdom of heaven. But the one who was able to receive this, receive it." And the children were brought to him, that he might lay his hands on them and pray. The disciples rebuked the people. Jesus said, "Let the little children come to me, and do not hinder them, for to such belongs the kingdom of heaven." And he laid his hands on them and went away. And behold, a man came to him and said, "Teacher, what good deed must I do to have eternal life?" And he said to him, "Why do you ask me what is good? About what is good? It is only one who is good. If you would enter life, keep the commandments." He said to him, "Which ones?" And Jesus said, "You shall not murder, you shall not commit adultery, you shall not steal, you shall not bear false witness, honor your father and mother, and you shall love your neighbor as yourself." And the young man said to him, "All these I don't care. What do I still want?" Jesus said to him, "If you would be perfect, go, sell what you possess, and give it to the poor, and you will have treasure in heaven, and come follow me." And the young man heard this, he went away sorrowful. He had great possessions. And Jesus said to his disciples, "Truly I say to you, only with difficulty will a rich person enter the kingdom of heaven. Again I tell you, it is easier for a camel to go through the eye of a needle than for a rich person to enter the kingdom of God." When the disciples heard this, they were greatly astonished, saying, "Who then can be saved?" But Jesus looked at them and said, "With man this is impossible, and with God all things are possible." And Peter said in reply, "See, we have left everything and followed you. What then will we have?" And Jesus said to them, "Truly I say to you, in the new world, when the Son of Man will sit on his glorious throne, you who have followed me will also sit on 12 thrones, judging the 12 tribes of Israel. And everyone who has left houses or brothers or sisters or father or mother or children or lands for my name's sake will receive 112, and will inherit eternal life. And many who are first will be last, and the last first. For the kingdom of heaven is like a master of a house, who went out early in the morning to hire laborers for his vineyard. After agreeing with the laborers for a denarius a day, he sent them into his vineyard. And going out about the third hour, he saw others standing idle in the marketplace. And to them he said, "You go into the vineyard too, and whatever is right I'll give you." So they went. Going out again about the 6th hour and the 9th hour, he did the same. And about the 11th hour he went out and found others standing. And he said to them, "Why do you stand here idle all day?" And he said to them, "Because no one has hired us." He said to them, "You go into the vineyard too." And evening came, the owner of the vineyard said to his foreman, "Call the laborers and pay them their wages, beginning with the last up to the first." And those hired about the 11th hour came. Each of them received a denarius. And those hired first came, they thought they would receive more, but each of them also received a denarius. While receiving it, they grumbled at the master of the house, saying, "These last worked only 1 hour, and you made them equal to us, who have borne the burden of the day and the scorching heat." And he replied to one of them, "Right, I do you no wrong. Do you not agree with me for a denarius? Take what belongs to you and go. I choose to give to this last worker as I give to you. Am I not allowed to do what I choose with what belongs to me? Or do you begrudge my generosity?" So the last will be first, and the first last. And as Jesus was going up to Jerusalem, he took the 12 disciples aside, and on the way he said, "See, we are going out to Jerusalem. The Son of Man will be delivered over to the chief priests and scribes, and will condemn him to death, and deliver him over to the Gentiles, to be mocked and flogged and crucified. And he will be raised on the 3rd day." And the mother of the sons of Zebedee came up to him with her sons, and kneeling before him, she asked him for something. And he said to her, "What do you want?" And he said to her, "Say that these 2 sons of mine are to sit, one in your right hand and one in your left, in your kingdom." Jesus answered, "You do not know what you are asking. Are you able to drink the cup that I am to drink?" He said to him, "You are able." He said to them, "You will drink my cup. But to sit on my right hand and my left is not mine to go, but for those to whom it is being prepared by the Father." by my father. And when the 10 heard, they were indignant at the two brothers. And Jesus called them to him and said, you know that the rulers of the Gentiles lord it over them, and that the great ones exercise authority over them. It shall not be so among you, and whoever would be great among you must be your servant, and whoever would be first among you must be your slave. Even as the Son of Man came not to be served, to serve, and to give his life as a ransom for many. And as they went out of Jericho, a great crowd followed him, and behold, there were two blind men sitting on the roadside. And they heard that Jesus was passing by, and cried out, Lord, have mercy on us, Son of David. The crowd rebuked him, telling them to be silent. Jesus called them and said, what do you want me to do to you? And he said to him, let our eyes be open. And Jesus in pity touched their eyes, and immediately they recovered their sight and followed him. And they came near to Jerusalem, and came to Bethphage, to the Mount of Olives. And Jesus sent 2 disciples, saying to them, go into the village and find, and immediately you'll find a donkey tied and a colt with them, and tie them and bring them to me. If anyone says anything to you, you'll say, the Lord needs them, and he'll send them out with. This took place to fulfill what was spoken by the prophet, say to the daughters that, behold, your king is coming to you, humbly mounted on a donkey, on a colt, the foal or beast of the burden. The disciples went and did as Jesus had directed them. They brought the donkey and the colt and put them on their clothes. They sat on them. And some of the crowd spread their clothes on the road, and others cut branches from the trees and spread them on the road. And the crowd who went before him and that followed him was shouting, Hosanna to the Son of David. And thus as he advanced in the temple, Hosanna to the highest. When he entered Jerusalem, the whole city was stirred, saying, who is this? And the crowd said, this is the prophet Jesus from Nazareth of Galilee. And Jesus entered the temple and drove out all who sold and bought in the temple. And he opened the tables of the money changers and the seats of those who sold pigeons. He said to them, it is written, a house shall be called a house of prayer, and you make it a den of robbers. And a blind lady came to him in the temple, and he healed them. And the chief priests and the scribes saw the wonderful things that he did, and the children crying out in the temple, Hosanna to the Son of David. They were indignant, and they said to him, do you hear what these are saying? And Jesus said to them, yes, have you never read, out of the mouth of infants and nursing babies you have prepared Christ? And leaving them, he went out of the sea to Bethany and lost her. In the morning, as he was returning to the sea, he became hungry, and seeing a fig tree by the wayside, he went to it and found nothing on it but only leaves. And he said to it, may no fruit ever come from you again. And the fig tree withered at once. And the disciples saw it, they marveled, saying, how did the fig tree wither at once? And Jesus said to them, truly I say to you, if you have faith and do not doubt, you will only do as it has what has been done to the fig tree. If you say to this mountain, be taken up and thrown into the sea, it will happen. And whatever you ask in prayer, you will receive if you have faith. And when he entered the temple, the chief priests and elders of the people came up to him as he was teaching, and said, by what authority are you doing these things? And who gave you this authority? And Jesus answered them, I still will ask you one question. If you told me the answer, I also will tell you by what authority I do these things. The baptism of John, from where did it come? From heaven or from man? And they discussed it among themselves, saying, if we say from heaven, he will say to us, why then did you not believe him? But if we say from man, we are afraid of the crowd, for they all hold that John was a prophet. So he answered Jesus, we do not know. And he said to them, I thought I would tell you by what authority I do these things. What do you think? A man had 2 sons, and he went to the first and said, son, go and work in the vineyard today. He answered, I will not. But afterward he changed his mind and he went to the other son and said the same. And he answered, I will go, sir, but did not go. Which of the two who did the will of his father? And he said, the first. Jesus said to him, truly I say to you, the tax collectors and the prostitutes go into the kingdom of God before you. For John came to you in the way of righteousness, and you did not believe him. And the tax collectors and the prostitutes believe him. Even as you saw it, you did not afterward change your minds and believe him. And he had another parable. There was a master of a house who planted a vineyard and put a fence around it, and dug a wine press in it, and built a tower and leased it to tenants. And went into another country. When the season for fruit drew near, he sent servants to the tenants to go through. The tenants took his servant and beat one, killed another, and stoned another. Again he sent other servants, more than the first, and they did the same to them. Finally he sent his son to them, saying, no, respect my son. When the tenants saw the son, they said to themselves, this is the heir, son, let us kill him and have an instant inheritance. And they took him and threw him out of the vineyard and killed him. And therefore the owner of the vineyard comes. What will you do to those tenants? They said to him, we will put those wretches to a miserable death, and let the vineyard to other tenants who will give them their fruits in their season. Jesus said to them, Have you ever never read in the scriptures? The stone the builders rejected has become the cornerstone. This was the Lord's doing. It is marvelous in our eyes. Therefore I tell you, the kingdom of God will be taken away from you and given to a people producing fruit. And then when it falls on the stone, it will be broken to pieces. And when it falls on anyone, it will crush him. And then the chief priests and the Pharisees heard these parables. They perceived that he was speaking about them. And although they were seeking to arrest him, they feared the crowds because they held him to be a prophet. And again Jesus spoke to them in parables, saying, the kingdom of heaven may be compared to a king who gave his wedding feast for his son, and sent his servants to call those who were invited to the wedding feast, but they were not come. Again he sent some other servants, saying, tell those who are invited, see, I have prepared my dinner, my oxen and my fat cows have been slaughtered, and everything is ready. Come to the wedding feast. And if they paid no attention and went off, one to his farm, another to his business, and the rest seized his servants, treated them shamefully, and killed them. The king was angry, and he sent his troops and destroyed those murderers and burned their city. And he said to his servants, the wedding feast is ready, but those invited were not worthy. Go therefore to the main room, and invite to the wedding feast as many as you can find. And the servants went out into the roads and gathered all whom they found, both bad and good. So the wedding hall was filled with guests, and the king came in to look at the guests. He saw there a man who had no wedding garment, and he said to him, friend, how did you get here without a wedding garment? And he was speechless. And the king said to the attendants, bind him hand and foot and cast him into outer darkness. In that place there will be weeping and gnashing of teeth, for that many are called, but few are chosen. And the Pharisees met and plotted to entangle him in his words. And they sent his disciples along with the herd, saying, teacher, we know that you are true and teach the way of God truthfully, and do not care about anyone's opinion, but you are not swayed by appearances. Tell us then, what do you think? Is it lawful to pay taxes to Caesar or not? But Jesus, aware of their mouths, said, why put me to the test, you hypocrites? Show me the coin for the tax. And they brought him a denarius. And Jesus said to him, whose likeness and inscription is this? He said, Caesar's. And he said to them, therefore render to Caesar the things that are Caesar's, and to God the things that are God's. And they heard their mouthful, and they left him and went away. The same day Sadducees came to him, who say that there is no resurrection. And they asked him a question, saying, teacher, Moses said, if a man dies having no children, then his brother must marry the widow and raise offspring for his brother. Now there were 7 brothers among us. The first married and died, having no offspring left to his wife to his brother. Then to the second and third, down to the 7th. After them all the women died. And the resurrection therefore the 7th, whose wife will she be? And they all had her. But Jesus answered them, you are wrong, because you know neither the scripture nor the power of God. For in the resurrection neither marry nor are given in marriage, but are like angels in heaven. And as for the resurrection of the dead, have you not read what was said to you by God? I am the God of Abraham, and the God of Isaac, and the God of Jacob. He is not a God of the dead, and of the living. And when the crowd heard, they were astonished at his teaching. And the Pharisees heard that he had silenced the Sadducees, and gathered together. And one of them, a lawyer, asked him a question to test him, teaching, which is the great commandment in the law? And he said, you shall love the Lord your God with all your heart, and with all your soul, and with all your mind. This is the great and first commandment. And the second like it, and you shall love your neighbor as yourself. On these 2 commandments depend the law, all of the law and the prophets. Now while the Pharisees were gathered together, Jesus asked them a question, saying, what do you think about the Christ? Whose son is he? And he said to him, the son of David. He said to them, how then is that David in the Spirit calls him the Lord, saying, the Lord said to my Lord, sit at my right hand until I put no enemies under your feet. If then David calls him Lord, how is he his son? No one was able to answer him a word. Not from that day did anyone have to dare to ask him any more questions. And Jesus said to the crowds and to his disciples, the scribes and Pharisees system God Moses to see. So do and observe whatever they tell you, and not the works that they do when they preach, which do not practice. And they tie up heavy burdens hard to bear, and lay them on people's shoulders. They themselves are not willing to move them with their feet. They do all their duties to be seen by others. They make their phylacteries broad and their fringes long, and they love the place of honor at feasts and the best seats in the synagogues and greetings in the marketplaces, and being called rabbi by others. You are not to be called rabbi, but you have one teacher, and you are all brothers. And call no man your Father on earth, but you have one Father who is in heaven. Neither be called instructors, for you have one instruction through Christ. The greatest among you shall be your servant. Whoever exalts himself will be humble, and whoever humbles himself will be exalted. But woe to you, scribes and Pharisees, hypocrites! You shut the kingdom of heaven in people's faces. For you neither enter yourselves, nor allow those who would enter to go in. Woe to you, scribes and Pharisees, hypocrites! For he traveled across sea and land to make a single proselyte, and when he becomes a proselyte, you make him twice as much a child of hell as yourself. Woe to you blind guys who say, if anyone swears by his temple, it is nothing, and if anyone swears by the God of the temple, he is bound by his oath. You blind fools, which is greater, the God or the temple that has made the God sacred? And you say, if anyone swears by the altar, it is nothing, and if anyone swears by the gift that is on the altar, he is bound by his oath. You blind men, which is greater, the gift or the altar that makes the gift sacred? For whoever swears by the altar swears by you, and by everything on it. And whoever swears by the temple swears by it, and by him who dwells in it. And whoever swears by heaven swears by the throne of God, and by him who sits upon it. Woe to you, scribes and Pharisees, hypocrites! For you tithe mint and dill and cumin, and have neglected the weightier matters of the law, justice and mercy and faithfulness. These you ought to without neglecting the others. You blind guys, straining out a gnat and swallowing a camel. Woe to you, scribes and Pharisees, hypocrites! For you clean the outside of the cup and the plate, inside the evil and greed and self-indulgence. You blind Pharisee, first clean the inside of the cup and the plate, that the outside also may be clean. Woe to you, scribes and Pharisees, hypocrites! For you are like whitewashed tombs, which outwardly appear beautiful, but within are full of dead people's bones and all uncleanness. So you outwardly appear righteous to others, but within you are full of hypocrisy and lawlessness. Woe to you, scribes and Pharisees, hypocrites! For you build the tombs of the prophets and decorate the monuments of the righteous, saying, if we had lived in the days of our fathers, we would not have taken part in them, and shedding the blood of the prophets. Thus you witness against yourselves that you are sons of those who murdered the prophets. Fill up then the measure of your father, you serpents, you brood of vipers. How are you to escape being sentenced to hell? Therefore I send you prophets, and wise men and scribes. Some you will kill and crucify, and some you will flog in your synagogue, and persecute from town to town, so that on you may come all the righteous blood on earth, and the blood of righteous Abel, to the blood of Zechariah the son of Barachiah, who you murdered between the sanctuary and the altar. Truly I say to you, all these things will come upon this generation. O Jerusalem, Jerusalem, is he that kills the prophets and stones who are sent to it? How often would I have gathered your children together, as a hen gathers a root under a rod, and you were not willing? See, your house is left to you desolate. And I tell you, you'll not see me again until you see. Listen to you comes in the near to you. Jesus left the temple, and was going away. When his disciples came to point out to him the buildings of the temple, but he answered them, you see all these, do you not? Truly I say to you, there will not be left to you, and any one stand upon another, that will not be thrown down. As he sat on the Mount of Olives, the disciples came to him privately, saying, tell us, what will these things be, and what will be the sign of your coming and of the end of the age? And Jesus answered them, see that no one leads you astray. For many will come in my name, saying, I am the Christ, and will lead many astray. And you will hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that you are not alone, for this must take place, that the end is not yet. A nation will rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there will be famines and earthquakes in various places. All these are but the beginning of the birth pains, and they will deliver you up to tribulation and put you to death, and you will be hated by all nations for my name's sake. And then many will fall away and betray one another and hate one another, and many false prophets will arise and lead many astray. And because lawlessness will be increased, the love of many will grow cold. And the one who endures to the end will be saved. And this gospel of the kingdom will be proclaimed throughout the whole world as a testimony to all nations, and then the end will come. So when you see the abomination of desolation taken over by the prophet Daniel, standing by in the holy place, and then let those who are in Judea flee to the mountains. Let the one who is on the housetop not go down to take what is in his house. Let the one who is in his field not turn back to take his clothes. And alas for women who are pregnant and those who are nursing infants in those days. Know that your fire in winter may not be in winter or on a Sabbath, but then there will be great tribulation, such as has not been from the beginning of the world until now, no, and never will be. And if those days had not been cut to short, no human being will be saved. So for the sake of that, those days will be cut short. Then if anyone says to you, look, here's the Christ, or there he is, do not believe it. Called false Christ and false prophets will arise and perform great signs and wonders, and so as to lead astray, if possible, even the Lord. See, I have told you beforehand. So if they say to you, look, he's in the wilderness, do not go out. If they say, look, he's in the inner road, and do not believe it. And so as the lightning comes from the east, and shines as well as the west, so with the coming of the Son of Man, wherever the corpse is, the vultures will gather. Immediately after the tribulation of those days, the sun will be darkened, and the moon will not give its light, and the stars will fall from heaven, and the powers of the heavens will be shaken, and there will appear in heaven the sign of the Son of Man. And then all the tribes of the earth will know, and they will see the Son of Man coming on the clouds of heaven with power and great glory. And he will send out his angels with a loud trumpet call, and they will gather his elect from the four winds, from one end of heaven to the other. And the fig tree learned its lesson as soon as its branch becomes tender and puts out its leaves. You know that the Son is near. So when you see all these things, you know that he is near, at the very gate. Truly I say to you, this generation will not pass away until all these things take place. All these things take place. Heaven and earth will pass away, but my words will not pass away. Concerning that day and hour no one knows, not even the angels of heaven, nor the Son, but the Father only. For as for the days and hours, so will be the coming of the Son of Man. Now, for as in those days, before the flood, they were eating and drinking, marrying and giving in marriage, until the day when Noah entered the ark, and they were unaware until the flood came and swept them all away. And so will be the coming of the Son of Man. And two men will be in the field, one will be taken and one left. So one woman will be grinding at the mill, one will be taken and one left. Therefore stay awake, for you do not know on what day your Lord is coming. And know this, that if the master of the house had known in what part of the night the thief was coming, he will stay awake and will not have left his house to be broken into. Now you also must not wait. The Son of Man is coming up now, you do not expect. Your time is the faithful and wise servant, whom his master set over his household to keep it carefully at the proper time. Says the servant, whom his master will find so doing when he comes. And then I say to you, he will set him over all his possession. Yet that wicked servant says to himself, my master is delayed, and begins to beat his fellow servants and eats and drinks with drunkards. The master of that servant will come on a day when he doesn't expect him, and at that hour he doesn't know. He will cut him in pieces and put him with the hypocrites. In that place there will be weeping and gnashing of teeth. Proverbs 5. My son, be attentive to my wisdom, incline your ear to my understanding, that you may keep discretion and your lips in God knows. Her lips are full of wisdom, warm and drip honey, and her speech is smooth and low. In the end she is bitter as worm, and sharp as a two-edged sword. Her feet great and still. Her steps are the path to show. She is no part of the path of life. Her ways one end, she does not know. And now her sons, listen to me. Listen to me, and do not depart from the words of my mouth. Keep your way far from man. Do not go near the door of their house, unless you give your honor to others and your ears to the merciless. Let strangers take their fill of your strength, and your labors go to house to refine. At the end of your life you go, and your flesh and body are consumed. And you say, how I hated this land, and my heart despised reproof. I did not listen to the voice of my teacher, and incline my ear to my instructors. I am at the brink of utter ruin, and there is some congregation. Drink water from your own cistern. Incline water from your own well. Should just be scattered over streams of water in the street. Let them be for yourself and let them not for strangers. Let you find to be blessed, and rejoice in the wife of your youth, a lovely dear, graceful day. Let it breast for you at all times of delight. Be intoxicated always in love. Why should you be intoxicated myself with the forbidden love, and embrace the bosom of an adultery? For a man's ways are before the eyes of the Lord, and he ponders all his past, and the iniquities of the wicked stand, and he has fastened in the courts of his sin. He acts from lack of discipline, and because of his great folly he is led astray. Psalm 71. In you, Lord, do I take refuge. Let me never be put to shame. In your righteousness, deliver me and rescue me. Incline your ear to me and save me. Be to me a rock of refuge, to which I may continually come. You have given the command to save me. For you are my rock and my fortress. Rescue me, O my God, from the hand of the wicked. And the grasp of the unjust and cruel. For you, O Lord, are my trust and love from my youth. Upon you I have leaned from before my birth. You are he who took me from my mother's womb. My praise is continually to you. I have been a supportant to many, and you are my strong refuge. My mouth is filled with your praise, and with your glory all the day. Do not cut me off in the time of old age. Forsake me not when my strength is spent. When my enemies speak concerning me, those who watch for my life consult together, and say, God forsaken and pursuing season. There is none to deliver me. O God, be not far from me. O my God, make haste to come to me. Help me, may my accusers be put to shame against you. In scorn and disgrace may they be covered. You see my hair. I will hope continually, and I will praise you yet more and more. My mouth will tell you your righteous acts, of your deeds of salvation all the day. For their numbers past my knowledge. With their mighty deeds of the Lord God, I will come. I will remind them of your righteousness, yours, the Lord. O God, from my youth you have taught me, and I will still proclaim your wondrous deeds. So even to old age and grey hairs, O Lord, do not forsake me. Until I proclaim your right to another generation. Your power to all those who to come. Your righteousness, O God, reaches the high heavens. You have done great things, O God, who is like you. You who have made me see many troubles and calamity, will revive me again from the dust of the earth. You will bring me up again, and you will increase my greatness and comfort me again. So I also will praise you with heart for your faithfulness, O my God. I will sing praise to you with the light, O Holy One of Israel. My lips will shout with joy when I sing praise to you. My soul also with you redeemed, and my tongue will talk of your righteous help all day long. And they have been put to shame and disappointed who sought to do harm. Now understand, as you know to the Lord's Prayer, lift my heads, O Father in heaven, hallowed be your name. Your kingdom come. Your will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us today our daily bread. Forgive us our debts as you are forgiving on our debtors. Lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from the evil one. For yours is the kingdom and the power and the glory forever. Amen. See you tomorrow. Bye.